to essential business of this body, and that meeting electronically is necessary to protect the health, safety, and welfare of Tennesseans in light of the COVID-19 outbreak. Are there any objections? Today's meeting is being streamed by Metro ITS on Metro Network 1. And instead of going through a roll call vote, I am going to read out who appears to be attending. And if I've missed anyone, I'll pause and you can let me know that you're here. But currently I have from the board present and attending Vice Chair Bender, Secretary Wynn, Director Bim, Director Deering, Director Gill, Director Glassmeyer, Director Harrison, Director Hogan. I see that Anna Page is attending. That would just leave us is Director McGee on? If so, will you say present? We will note McGee is absent. How about Director Duncan? Are you on, Jad?
I'm present.
Great. And I think we just have one absence today. Pursuant to the provision of Metro Code, please take notice that decisions of the Metro Sports Authority Board may be appealed to the Chancery Court of Davidson County for a review under common law writ of certiorari. Any appeal must be filed within 60 days after entry of a final decision by the board. Any person or other entity considering an appeal should consult with an attorney to ensure that the time and procedural requirements are met. Before we begin today's agenda, I would like to acknowledge the passing of Coach Katana Starks, our former board member. We learned the unfortunate news of her passing recently. We would like to extend our condolences to her family. She was a force across the nation, especially to the TSU community, mentored many athletes and peers, and we are very saddened to hear of her loss. Moving on to our first agenda item, we have the meeting minutes from the August 20th, 2020 meeting. They were sent out on Friday. Are there any questions or comments regarding the meeting minutes? Is there a motion to approve the August 20th minutes?
Move for approval.
Second. William.
Thank you. Moved by Director Wynn and seconded by Director Farner. All in favor to approve the minutes, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
If there are any objections, please state them now. Hearing none, the minutes are approved. This moves us on to the Executive Director's report. Monica.
Good morning, everyone. You have the agenda before you. It is very rare for us to have a meeting without action items for the board, but that is the case this morning. The board will receive committee reports, the MLS stadium update, and have an opportunity to ask facility questions. I don't have anything new to report. I think the committee and MLS reports will give you a good idea of what we're working on right now. Are there any questions? If not, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Monica. Just before our meeting this morning, the Finance Committee met, and our chairman, Director Glassmeyer, led that meeting. And at this time, Chairman Glassmeyer, would you give the Finance Committee report?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yes, ma'am. The committee met this morning at 9. The first item we had up for business was the Bridgestone Area Capital Assessment Management Plan. We do have Kyle Clayton from the Predators available for questions. Kyle, anything you'd like to say?
The only thing I'd like to say is, first off, thank you so much for allowing us time this morning to go through that plan. And, there's a lot of information, a lot of detail. And I will, extend the offer again. If there's any board member that would like to meet and walk through the plan individually or meet on site and review any of our processes or procedures, we are an open door and we would love to do that at any time possible. But if there's any specific questions, we have a full team on the call today that can assist in those as well. So thank you very much.
Any questions about the plan from the committees or from the board? All right, hearing none. The next item up for business in front of the Finance Committee. And Alicia, if you go back to the agenda, I want to make sure I get the name correct. Thank you. Was the Arena Revenue Fund and then the Metro Finance allocations from that fund. Any question? Monica, would you like to speak to this? Start this off.
Sure. And I think Alicia's going to put the allocation on. Phil Carr, Metro's chief accountant, was present for the Finance Committee meeting. He's not with us right now, but essentially the committee was walked through this list of allocations that you see before you. You will see that in FY20, the Finance Department charged the Arena Revenue Fund $136,933. This is for finance salaries that support the Sports Authority. And we brought this to the committee this morning because over the last few months, the board has asked about obligations and expenses to the Arena Revenue Fund. As I mentioned to the committee, this came up when the board was asked to approve funding to close out Fordyce Center in Bellevue. And it also came up a couple months ago when the authority authorized additional expenses for project management fees for the MLS Stadium. And so this was one area that we just have not discussed. And so Phil walked the committee through it. We would anticipate that he would come back probably as budget season kicks off for FY22. And we'll start to look at projected charges for FY22. You will notice that the allocation for this year, FY21, is decreased by about $50,000. The senior special projects manager position, that was Bob Lackey, who, as you know, has retired, but we are hoping to bring him back as a Metro retiree, and we intend to bring a proposal to the Finance Committee and to the board next month. So again, there was no action, but this is really just in the interest of transparency and getting a better understanding of this fund.
Thank you, Monica. Are there any questions from the board? All right, hearing none. And that would be the report from the Finance Committee this morning.
Excuse me. This is Melvin Gill. I listened to the report in the Finance Committee this morning with reference to the arena and Maxwell Roofing Company. I am interested in how Maxwell was selected as a roofing company for the arena.
Hey, this is Kyle Clayton, Vice President of Operations for the arena. Yep, and I'm happy to address your question. So in 2018, when this process became apparent, we sent out an RFP and we had those 4 or 5 different roofing companies come out and do a different assessment, different studies. And within the parameters of what we were looking for and the proposals that were made, we selected Maxwell as the contractor for that project. Again, to sit down individually with you and walk through that process anytime you're available.
Okay, I was just curious as to whether or not there was a professional firm involved, a envelope specialist, architect, engineer, what have you, that helped with the study before soliciting bids for the work.
So the materials provided were from the Venue Solutions report, which came from, they had a roofing provider in there, they had structural folks as well, different engineers that helped create that document. So that was the source document for the RFP.
Okay, I'll give you a call. I'd like to discuss that more.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
I apologize, we didn't have it on the agenda, but the Titans are available for the Nissan Stadium capital report. So Janine, would you like to say anything?
We submitted our CapEx. Hi, this is Janine Kaufman, CFO and Senior Vice President of the Tennessee Titans. And sure, John, I'll be glad to talk. We basically walked the Finance Committee through our most recent CapEx communication tool and letter that we sent over to the Sports Authority. We added 5 new projects anticipated to start at the conclusion of the 2020 season. Those being the point of sale system, broadcast cable plant, which has been on the facility CapEx communication tool since like 2016, intercom replacement in the control room, Wave Central, and a full control room upgrade. We included descriptions of each of those projects in the CapEx communication tool, and we walked through all of those projects at the Finance Committee as well. Thank you so much, John.
Thank you, Janine. Sorry, anyone have any questions for Janine? All right, so that now concludes the Finance Committee report.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Finance Committee. Moving next on the agenda, we have the Women's Pro Sports Ad Hoc Committee report, and our Vice Chair, Kathy Becker, will give that report.
Good morning. The Women's Professional Sports Ad Hoc Committee met on August 25th, and we received the report from our consultants, CAA Icon. In addition to committee members and consulting members, we were joined by other members of the authority board and several members of the advisory committee. The committee's goals and objectives are threefold. First, to attract and secure a women's professional sports team, to maximize facility use, and to promote professional and amateur women's sports. The consultants, Brian Slater and Dan Barrett, have been very thorough throughout this process. They have met individually and collectively with members of the advisory committee, and they essentially performed a detailed market analysis. They reviewed the history of women's sports and events in Nashville. They provided a detailed league overview and evaluated each league's potential to fit in the Nashville market. They interviewed league officials to understand the preliminary interest levels of this market. CAA Icon has also outlined a series of next steps for the authority. Throughout our discussions, one of the things that will be a major hurdle will be ownership. So we're looking forward to exploring that topic more in depth. Out of the women's professional leagues, the consultants evaluate the WNBA and Women's National Soccer League as the 2 top contenders. They also recommended that we keep our eyes on a new league and a new model for women's professional sports, Athletes Unlimited. That is a new concept to me and probably to many of you, so we'll look forward to hearing more about that. This league will kick off its first season of professional volleyball in Nashville in late winter 2021. We do have our consultants here if there are questions from Brian Slater or Dan Barrett. Any questions from the board? And if not, we do thank you for being here. And the committee does plan to reconvene in the next couple of weeks. We're in the process of nailing down a date that works for the entire committee. So if there are no questions, that is my report.
Thank you, Kathy. At this time, we have the MLS Stadium update. Mary Cavara with Nashville Soccer Holdings will start us off. Mary, are you on?
Yes, I am. Good morning, Madam Chair. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, Alicia, if you could go to our slides, and while you're doing that, I will start, and if you could advance one. The Development Committee met earlier this month. Construction for the stadium remains on track, and earthwork is the current activity that's occurring. This week is also Safety Week. Mortensen Messer has a number of events that are planned on site, and members of the Development Committee attended a safety briefing and had a brief site tour earlier this month. We will also arrange for a tour later for the full board sometime this fall. And this picture here is taken from a drone view of the site. And you could see that the stadium is overlaid on top of where the earthwork is currently is currently happening right now. And the yellow lines around the site represent the site fencing. And right now I'll pause to see if there's any questions. And if not, I'll turn it over to Kellen DeCourcy with CAA Icon to provide an update regarding DBE.
All right, thank you, Mary. Thank you for having us here today. We're excited to share the success of the project as we continue to engage DBE partners on the MLS Stadium project. The results shared here today should speak to the project's commitment to the DBE community. There's detailed reporting information in your packet to help support the information we're sharing here today. Our current status on the design team's participation, we're still tracking 21.3% with Populous, and that is exceeding their 20% goal. As far as the construction is concerned, we are 80% bought out on the project. This is as of the end of August, and you'll see we've awarded 36% of our subcontractors to DBE contractors. That currently represents $51.5 million in subcontracts for suppliers and subcontractors. We've awarded 60 DBE subcontractors to date. 56% are in Tennessee, and another 22% are in Davidson County. So I guess if there are any questions, be happy to answer those.
Yes, Gil, could you break that DBE participation down to categories, women-owned, minority-owned, et cetera?
Yes, Director Gill. So in your packet, there is a report that we have included. I'm not sure if I can pull it up or, yeah, there you go. Thank you. There is a column called certification. We are tracking the categories that are recognized by the BAO. So we have M for minority contractors or suppliers, and then W for women owned, and then S for small business, and then there is an O for others. So there are categories here to track the certification that is included. I hope that answers your question.
As a follow-up to that, because I'm having trouble seeing the whole document, and I don't remember seeing this in our packet. So was this supplied after Friday by any chance? Do you know? I don't know, but I can see it right there. So what percentages are women-owned businesses?
We can give you that percentage. I don't have that right off the bat here, but we can make sure it should be an easy calculation here.
Yeah, I think
with our tracking.
Right. I think this does align with Mr. Gill's question. If you could help us track the categories too, I think that would be really helpful.
Yeah, we will move forward adding a table at the front.
But this is a great chart. But if we could have the total percentages, that would be great.
We will have that for next month.
Okay, great.
I'm sorry, I couldn't find my mic button, so I wasn't able to answer your question. Yes, it helps. And just as a follow-up, I would like to see the categories broken down into percentages broken down into categories.
Certainly, we will have that and put that at the front of the report.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Alicia, if you could go back to the slides, and I will continue with the last part of the MLS update. So I also want to provide a brief overview on funding and touch on the revenue bonds. So as we've shared with you, the estimated cost of the stadium remains at $335 million. Approximately 40% of this total is direct funding from Walsh Management, and under the MOU that we have with the Sports Authority Board, we continue to fund the expenditures, and we've currently paid approximately $24 million to date. Then of the 60%, we are estimating that the revenue bond net proceeds would be approximately $200 million since they have not yet been issued. We're just using this estimate. And while the revenue bonds will be issued by the Sports Authority, Walsh Management is required to be repaying those, and that repayment comes from a combination of lease payments by Walsh Management, by ticket tax, and redirected sales tax, which comes from the users of those facilities. And so that's kind of the overview. And now if we could drill down a little bit on the revenue bonds, and if you could advance. So this is kind of just a brief recap since we have so many new board members. And it seems really like a lifetime ago, but back in January of 2019, the Sports Authority Board previously approved the issuance of up to $225 million of revenue bonds. And Metro had previously selected the lead underwriter for the bonds, Citibank. And at the meeting in January of 2019, when these bonds were approved, there were also the Metro Treasurer, the financial advisor for the bonds, outside bond counsel, and others provided very detailed updates to the Sports Authority Board. And then they also shared highlights of the various documents that all work together as part of these revenue bonds. And these are listed on this slide, and I'm not going to go and read them now, but it's just to give you an overview of what's coming. And Alicia, if you could advance to the next slide, please. So the remaining steps in order to move forward with the issuance of the revenue bonds relate to a variety of activities that need to occur. And an initial planning session has been held. It was led by Metro Legal with representatives from Metro Finance and others, the outside bond counsel, the underwriters, and the team. And at a high level, we discussed the remaining steps. And it's really to prepare a presentation and an update for the rating agencies, to get the various legal documents updated, such as the offering document, the bond purchase agreement, and other documents, which I understand outside bond counsel is working on. And then there's other activities that relate to prepare to market and sell the bonds. And at this current time, we're anticipating that in October, and when I use we, it's this broader we, would come back to the Sports Authority Finance Committee to request approval of a resolution for issuance of the bonds that would also include approval of the following document. And we will know more by the October board meeting in terms of the expected timing of the issuance of the bonds. But this was really just designed to give you a preview of what we believe is an upcoming activity. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Are there any questions for Mary? Ron Gobble, are you on?
I am, Madam Chairman. Appreciate the time.
Thank you. I believe you're going to give us a report on the infrastructure project.
Yes. And just a quick summary. First of all, I'd like to introduce Mark Sturdivant, who's Director of Development for Metro. That's a new position. Mark's been with Metro for quite a while and certainly knows a lot about sports venues and large projects under the Metro government, and he is there to assist with guidance on the MLS stadium as well as on the infrastructure project. And I believe Mark's on the call, but so if you have questions later. But I'll run through real quick, just a summary. As you recall, there are two separate projects going on the Fairgrounds campus that relate to the Sports Authority. One is the construction of the stadium that you were just briefed on. The other one is the infrastructure project. The infrastructure project is the 60% of the design has been completed. It is it has been reviewed by the various Metro agencies. We're incorporating their comments, and we anticipate having a 95% set submitted in October. We've reviewed the engineer's opinion of probable cost. It's consistent with previous estimates, so we're in budget. We're still working on fine-tuning various components of that, and we'll continue to do that really over the next 2 months as we are beginning to finalize all the details. The construction manager or the contractor solicitation was delayed, but we plan to have that selection made. It's due today. We plan to have that selection made and recommendations to the Sports Authority for the October board meeting. And also in the October board meeting, we'll have some requests for additional fees from the engineering group and a few other loose ends that we need to clarify. And we'll be working with Monica and Mark to pull all of that together. Kimberly Horn is the lead engineering firm on the infrastructure project. Their goal, DBE goal, is 20%. And then on the project management team, which is, again, it's GHP and CPS, we're working together. We've identified, first of all, GHP is 100% woman-owned, and CPS is a small business. We've also identified 5 other consultants that will be working with us on the construction of this project as consultants to the project management group. Of those 5, 60% of those are MBEs, and their contracts and scopes still being refined, and whether they're working for us or CPS is still being clarified. That's my summary, Lady Chair.
Thank you, Ron. Are there any questions by the board?
Yes, Melvin Gill. Ron, is it possible for you to list the MBEs, WBEs, or what have you that will be on the team that you're working with now?
The project management group? Yes. Dugard Communications.
No, on future reports.
Oh, yeah, we can do that. Sure.
Thank you.
Okay.
Questions? Thank you for the MLS Stadium update. This moves us to facility questions portion of our agenda. This is when we would entertain questions by the board for any of our facility partners. I know Nissan Stadium and the Titans organization.
Madam Chair, this is Director Bender, and I have a couple of questions.
Yes, please.
Okay. And these questions are just follow-up really for the Tennessee Titans. I just want to circle back to comments made at our last meeting about plans to address some of the issues around social justice and diversity. And I wanted to see if since we're moving into the season, are there any new steps or updates?
Hi, thank you for that question. This is Adolfo hopefully everybody can hear me okay. I'm thankful for that question because, as some of you may know, I'm a newly resettled native Nashvilleian, but one who resettled during the sort of middle of the current sort of social unrest and some of the issues that are going on in our country. So to me, it was important to understand immediately what was going on and what the organization's view and efforts were to be. So I think the updates that I would say, one, that the organization through its club ownership has made an unequivocal and strong statement in support of a commitment to social justice, in support of our players and team, and in support of committing action to help address some of the inequities that are sort of present and have now come to light. I would encourage everybody to visit. We have a We Stand For platform on our club website. And you can get a lot of information about some of the things we're doing. But I think if I could highlight two things that may be of relevance to the board. First is that on the social justice end, we have facilitated a number of town halls within our staff and among our players and coaches with trainings on diversity, on unconscious bias, on anti-racism, and the like. Our players have engaged with Metro Nashville PD. They've also started a program that brings them into high schools to have significant conversations with high school age kids about the importance of teamwork and how teamwork can help you to tackle some of these social issues in their context. On the field, you'll see several elements that we think will highlight and help to spur awareness and action, and those will include things at our home opener, such as signage, field signage, helmet decals, coaches' patches. You'll see that we'll be playing Lift Every Voice and Sing prior to the start of the game, and similar elements to help bring attention. The other effort I would probably highlight is our commitment to voting and voter participation. And in that sense, we have partnered with I Am a Voter, which is an organization that has some ties to Nashville through CAA, but is focused on voter education, voter registration, and voter activation. And in addition to creating resources to facilitate those items, and you can go to the I Am a Voter website. We also have an ability to allow fans and others to text Titans to a text number and receive information to confirm whether or not they've registered, where their precincts are, et cetera. But in addition to all that, and the education that we've provided both across internally to our club and our staff and our players, we've also tried to do other things, such as we've closed league-wide all of our club facilities on election day. And that is, somewhat a symbolic act, but it's an important one because it encourages voting and voter participation, whether that's, the actual vote or whether that's assisting in voting efforts by being a poll worker or other things. This will allow everyone connected with the NFL community, everyone connected with the Titans to be able to be involved and to participate. The other thing we've done, and I'll make a note of it because it's not finalized, but we've offered to let the the city and county utilize our stadium for election day, whether that's as a polling precinct, whether it's to help stage and equipment or to in some way facilitate the participation and operation of election day by the officials. So that's still a process. We're not sure whether that'll be something we'll be able to do, but we thought it was in the age of COVID, that is a wonderful use potentially for the facility, and we hope we can get something that would be helpful in that respect. So those are some of the things I thought were important to highlight, but if there are any other further questions, I'm happy to follow up.
Thank you. Thank you, Adolph, for those comments. And I just personally want to say that I truly appreciate the commitment that the organization has made to taking the platform out into the community. And I do have one quick follow-up question for the Tennessee Titans, and that's around, I saw something last week, I think, about a giant mural that you guys were unveiling, and I was downtown. I was wondering if you could kind of give us some insight around how that came into being and the intent. So I think it's great. I don't know who would address that. Maybe Adolph.
Yeah, this is Gil Beverly, Chief Marketing and Revenue Officer for the team. Are you guys able to hear me? I feel like I'm getting a lot of feedback.
If everyone would mute their phone and just let Gil speak, I think that would help. Thank you, Gil.
Awesome. So, we're off to a great start to our season. And as part of that, we launched our Tennessee Tough ad and marketing campaign. And it's really meant to, celebrate the toughness, resilience, and grit that this city and region has shown throughout all sorts of challenges throughout 2020. And, and also the team identity that we like to establish in terms of being a really tough, physically, mentally tough team. And, as you noted, one of the most visible manifestations of this is that we unveiled our Tennessee Tough mural downtown this last Saturday. And if any of you had one eye on the mayor's press conference today, he did it right in front of the mural. And, I would seriously encourage everybody to go see it if you haven't yet. It's beautiful. And it's a great representation of the art scene in Nashville. And it features a giant Tennessee Titan with the 615 area code on his back as his jersey number. And it also features the names of the 90 some odd counties throughout Tennessee, because while Nashville is the epicenter of all things Tennessee Titans, we do represent the broader state as well. And beyond that, we also have quotes from, a few prominent Tennesseans and others that have ties to the area, such as, the late John Lewis, Pat Summitt, and then our own general manager, John Robinson. And then adding another layer to it is that, we also have created an augmented reality experience where the mural actually comes to life through your phone, through an augmented reality graphics animation package that you're able to activate once you're there. The response so far has been outstanding. And again, I think it's an excellent representation of Nashville, the Tennessee Titans, and the broader state of Tennessee. And it really helped us get off to a great start for this kickoff week. So we're very excited. And as many of you know, we just announced that there will be fans in the building starting on October 4th. And so that's really exciting. And, to top everything off, we got the W on Monday. Things are looking pretty good in the world of the Tennessee Titans. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Gil.
Melvin Gill. If I may, one, let me say I'd like to thank you also for the We Stand For campaign. And I might be a bit late, but is it too late for the sports teams in Nashville to come out for a last-minute push for citizens to complete these census forms.
Hey, this is Sean Henry with the Nashville Predators. We actually just did that 2 weeks ago for the mayor and then did another one last week, showing people how easy it is to fill it out, how important it is, kind of put our personal touch on it too, with the flavor of the team. And then we got Nick Benino, one of our American-born players who did some early work for the census and registered to vote to do the same thing. So it's been out on social media, but we're going to hit it again following the plan that the mayor set out. So it was pretty exciting to be a part of it. I'm glad you brought that up because it's good for all of us to get that out.
Thank you very much.
Sure, and this is Adolfo. I mean, we'll certainly take a look at that and see what we can do. We're certainly happy to help in any way we can.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There was some other good news out of Nissan Stadium yesterday, and I believe Bob Flynn is going to brief the board. Bob?
Hey, Kim, thanks. Bob Flynn with Nissan Stadium, Tennessee Titans. Yesterday we had a big announcement over at the Bridge Building about the Music City Grand Prix. It's something that's been the group has worked on for 3 or 4 years, but finally they got the right group together. And yesterday during the announcement, which they had, Mayor Cooper was there, our president Burke Nihill was on the board, Joseph Newgarden, who's a local, he's probably the top Indy racer. And he grew up in Hendersonville. He was there. Butch Spearden was there. Mark Miles, who's the president of Indy Racing, and Matt Cruz, who's the CEO. But they were up on the board. The mayor was thrilled about it. He likes it because it's going to be a great revenue generator for the city because it's all being funded privately, and it's a destination event. I think there's 100 on TV. There's 160 countries that will see it. But we will, or this event will fill downtown. So it's a 3-day event from August 6th to August 8th. It will run around kind of like our east parking lot and go over Shelby or the KBB Bridge, do a little circle and come on back. But it's like a 2.17 mile track, and it's as Joseph Newgarden said, it's always fun to learn a new track, and this will be the first race that will go over a river. So they expect to hit speeds of about 200 miles per hour. But, it was a really good announcement yesterday. The group that is behind this, they've worked really hard. We've worked really well with them, and we think it's going to be a great event for the city. So it will be next August 6th through 8th. And if you want to go online, it's Music City GP, so Music City Grand Prix, but musiccitygp.com. But we're real excited about being partners with them, and we think it's going to be a great, like I said, destination. It's going to be also a festival, so there'll be some music pieces around it. So, between Butch and the mayor, they were thrilled to, see that coming here, and the Indy people are just thrilled. They really, everybody thinks Nashville is the place to be, and they're thrilled to be coming here next year. If you got any questions, happy to try to answer them.
Thank you, Bob. I say on behalf of the Sports Authority, we're thrilled to see the new exciting event planned, and commend everyone for their work to bring it here. So thank you so much. That moves us to the end of our agenda. We will meet next month on October 15th, and the Finance Committee will meet again before the full board meeting that day. So hopefully everyone can attend. Women's Professional Sports Subcommittee will be scheduling a meeting as well.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
This is Director Bender again. And before we bring this meeting to a close, I think we would be remiss not to pause and extend our sincere sympathy to our chair, Kim, in the loss of her father. Although you're here with us today, we know that your heart has to be heavy. And on behalf of the Sports Authority Board of Directors, and the staff. We just want you to know that we love you and we will continue to keep you and your family in prayer.
Thank you, Kathy. Really appreciate the outpouring of support, and it's an honor to serve with you all. If there's no other business, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information about this and other programs, visit Nashville.gov.